Good afternoon. I am here with Brenda Robbins and her son, Michael Poteet. And we are doing, I think this is vlog 5 of Autistic Family. And we are going to learn a little bit about them.
There is no autistic people on either side. Graduated from high school at the age of 18. He's 29 now. When Michael was born, he had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck 3 times. Was not getting any oxygen. They took him out with the forceps. He was in the NICU for a day and a half. He had low blood sugar. He was diagnosed with the main diagnosis of autism at the age of 6. The dual diagnosis, autism, pervasive developmental disorder, ADHD, and dyslexia, all rolled up into one. So, as you can see, I'm with him 24/7. I try and get him out doing stuff with myself and my husband. Michael goes to Goodwill Homes Senior Services Center in Memphis, Tennessee. They are supposed to be teaching him life skills, which they're not doing. My goal for him, I want him to be able to be independent upon himself. I would like for him to be able to find some kind of work to do with his hands, so he's not sitting in front of the TV all day, which is basically what he does now.
Okay. And Michael, do you ever think about working?
Yes.
Would you like that?
Yes, I would.
What kind of work do you think you would be loving to do?
Working at a Eureka True Vine Church.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what types of things I know you like to open the doors to the church. What other kinds of things at the church have you thought about you might want to do?
I like helping Mr. McMack out.
Okay. What kind of work does he? Does he move chairs?
He moves chairs.
Oh, wow. Okay. I noticed that you mentioned BJ. You love petting BJ. Have you ever thought about work involving animals?
Yes.
Perhaps taking them for a walk?
Yes.
Sitting with them and rubbing them while their owners are out of town?
Yes.
Would that be fun?
Yep.
Okay. We're going to explore some options for you to do all of that you want to do. Okay? How would you like that?
I would love that.
Awesome. What are your favorite things to do at home?
Well, I had BJ for one thing.
Okay.
I like going to Goodwill Homes.
Okay.
Yep. At BJ.
Okay. Do you have any friends at Goodwill Homes?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you like to watch TV?
Yes, I do.
What do you watch on TV?
Cartoons.
Cool. Which ones are your favorite?
Wildcats.
Which one?
What? Wildcats.
Oh, yeah. That's a nice one. Do you like video games?
Sometimes I do play video games.
What do you like to play? Basketball, football?
I like to play my basketball.
Neat. I like watching basketball. I don't know how to play it though. So I want to record you on both.
Yeah, my definition of autism is where they can be either verbal or nonverbal, whereas Michael is verbal. He's very mild-mannered, very communicative, and he loves being with his mom. I do not like for him to go places by himself. I'd rather he be with either myself or my husband. I actually hold his hand to cross the street because I don't trust anybody. I know I'm very overprotective, but that's just me.
So, Miss Brenda, I understand that many times in certain communities, people have expressed that the community is not as receptive to understanding that Michael is in some ways different from the way they are or their children are. And sometimes they may not understand the things that you do for Michael, such as being overprotective of him, which you express that you are, and holding his hand when he crosses the street. How does it make you feel when someone comments on that?
That upsets me. They don't understand, or they don't want to understand. We had a friend back in West Virginia when Michael was 20, where her and I had gotten into a confrontation because she had said Michael was retarded, and I told her that he is not. And we got into a physical confrontation, and that's kind of when I decided we needed to leave the state of West Virginia, where we lived.
Okay.
Because nobody understood what I was doing.
If you could teach the world today one message about Michael and autism in general, if you could express something that would change their minds and hearts about autism, what would that be?
I would try and make them understand that Michael is the way that he is. That's the way God made him to be. A lot of people do not understand that, or they don't want to understand. I guess they thought that I was being too overprotective of Michael, and they didn't understand, I guess, what I was doing.
Ms. Brenda, a subject of particular interest has come to my attention because I too have autistic children. Matter of fact, I have two. And one of them is probably the best way to describe it. He's probably difficult to love, even though I love him very much. And our whole family, we love him very much. But this question is a particular interest to me, that my son's doctor, or his pediatrician, which he's now 19, so his doctor of all his childhood years, asked me this week, as a matter of fact, what will Lance do, or who would care for him when I leave this place? And so I'm posing that question to you. Who would care for Michael once you're no longer able to do it?
I'd say, well, I have a couple people in mind, an aunt and a friend that hopefully will take him once I'm no longer here. I wouldn't mind his father taking him, but he's not very receptive toward
what kinds of notes would you leave for his aunt or the person who will take care of Michael once you're no longer able to? If you could give them 3 pieces of advice, to do's or not to do's with Michael, what would that be?
I'd like for them to, one, teach him life skills. 2, teach him how to be independent. And 3, how to go out into the community.
Very good.
The 3 don'ts: don't let him go anywhere by himself. Don't let him go toward the water by himself. And don't let him cross the street by himself.
Good advice. Now, Michael, I want to ask you a question. If I may ask you a question. What do you want the world to know about Michael?
Well, I love God.
Amen. That's awesome. Is there any more to say other than that? How important is God to you, Michael?
Good.
Would you say that God is very important to you, or just a small amount of importance?
He's small and more important than me.
Small amount or a large amount?
Larger amount than me.
That's right. Amen. Hi, Michael. I have one last question that I want to ask you today. If you could do you consider, Miss Brenda, I would like for you to tell me and tell the world, well, first let me define autistic family. It is a term that I myself actually created. I don't see it anywhere on the internet. I don't see it anywhere. Most people classify themselves as an autism family, but I have a term that I use called autistic family. And the reason why, it took me about a year, maybe 2, to come to grips with what an autistic family actually is. And let me define autistic family and tell you why my family's autistic family. And you tell me if you feel your family fits into that category or not. And if so, why do you think your family is an autistic family? Autistic family is a family that has a person in the family that is autistic and has to a level and degree that require the other family members to be, I don't want to say 100%, but I would say largely occupied by the person's autism. And things such as their care, their round-the-clock care, being with them all the time, being protecting them society so that society doesn't abuse them. And most importantly, to me, the major characteristic of an autistic family is a family who, because of the amount of time and effort that's required to care for the family member that has autism, is the fact that the person, usually it's a mother, but the person who is caring for their family member usually cannot work outside the home. And so it affects finances as well. And the reason why it's important to me, the reason why my family fits autistic family definition, is because once my son became very severe with his autism, I had to leave the workplace and come in home and care for him because he couldn't stay in school. He couldn't There's just no, I couldn't work. The school called me all the time about his aggression. I was up at the school, the DeSoto County schools, every single day. It even got to a point where my husband had to be at home. He's self-employed, and he would have to leave his contracts and come home because of Lance's amount of required care and level of aggression. I would like for you to tell me if you feel that your family is an autistic family, and those are not all the characteristics, but those are some. If you feel your family is an autistic family, and if so, why?
Yes, we are an autistic family. I take care of Michael 24/7. I was working in the daycare field at one time. I had to quit to take care of him because his father doesn't know how to do what I do.
I want to thank you, Michael Petit and Brenda Robbins, for taking this time and spending a few minutes with me today to talk to me about your family and how autism has affected your family. Give me an opportunity to get to know Michael. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you for talking with us today. It was my pleasure to meet you. My pleasure to meet you. I look forward to coming to see you and hear you sing at church. I'm going to make it my plan to be there to see you before the next 2 months. You're going to look up one day and you're going to say, I know her. Do you remember me? Do you remember my name?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm going to look up, I'm going to make it my business. What Sundays do you sing?
Sunday mornings?
Sunday mornings, do you sing first Sunday?
That's normally fourth Sunday.
Fourth Sunday. Okay, so you normally sing on fourth Sunday. That's actually a good Sunday for me to come. I will plan on being there to see you this July, no later than August, fourth Sunday. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, you want to wave at everybody and tell everybody bye?
Say bye.
All right.